Good morning, Soul Tribe. Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, views, subscribes, comments, generous donations in all forms, everything. I appreciate it all. Sorry. Let's go ahead and ring the bell. Let's clear out the energy this morning, and then we're going to see what the message the Spirit has for us. There is a fight that's happening. Maybe not a physical fight. Maybe it is some type of argument. Maybe it is some type of somebody planning and scheming and how they're going to get back. But some people, somebody's pissed off. And not just maybe somebody. There's a group of people that's pissed the hell off about money, about the fact that they were lied to. Hey, C-Bones. Someone was lied to about some money. Maybe somebody thought that they was going to get some money, but somebody's finding out that that's not it. That ain't close to being it. Not at all. Hey, Black Enlightenment, how are you? Bottom of the deck, rest. They're finding out there was no truth in this at all. Can't make this up. There was no truth in the fact of somebody going to get some money. There was no truth in that at all. And it allows somebody to do something that they cannot escape from. Confirmation. Whatever this person did, they can't get out of it now at all. And the fact that, you know what, Spirit is saying, what they should have done was pursued to be a better person. What they should have done was pursued their life purpose. What they should have done was pursued righteousness. That's what they should have done. But that's not what they did. See, somebody, I feel like this mother figure was getting everybody. What's the name of that movie? I think it was called Cannonball Run or something like that, where everybody's trying to, everybody's doing some big old thing and they're trying to get to this bag of money. I think it's called Cannonball Run, where people they're trying to beat everybody else to the punch. They can get this money. But see, now somebody's realizing that, they should have protected themselves against this group. They should have protected themselves against this vision, or this lie. What they should have done was, thought logically about how this is really going to come out and come about. See, somebody, they're finding out that they did something thinking that, they did this action thinking that, it was going to come back on them in a positive way. But the thing is, it did not. Hey, lies never stuck. Rat race. That's what it is. Yes, rat race. Yeah, and see, somebody, they're thinking about, how they wanted to invest in something, and that's all they could see. That's all they could think about. That's all they could think about. That's all they could dream about. That's all they wanted. Only to find out that it was nothing but a fantasy. It's like somebody has to wake up from this dream. Hey, Yolanda. Somebody has to wake up from this fantasy that they were in. Because now this person, they're having to walk away from this lie that somebody said something so tough. And now they're finding that they have to leave that. that whole fantasy, that whole conflict that somebody started. And it was all a lie. And somebody, instead of them thinking logically about what somebody was telling them, they should have explored it. They should have had some discernment to say, wait, is this even doable? Hey, Robert. Hey, John Pickett, how are you? Is this doable? Does this even make sense? Because if it don't make dollars, for real dollars, it don't make sense. Somebody has gone within and they started looking at the way that their life is turning out. They're realizing that when they think about it, somebody had a hold over them. Somebody had a strong hold over them, like the way they was thinking, the way they was seeing things, the way that somebody got them to envision, just imagine. Confirmation. But see, now it's out. The secrets are out. And the person that only won something, the only one that got some type of victory, was the one who was lying. That was it. That's the only one who gained anything, was the one who was the liar. This person made it seem like they was giving you a choice. Like, you can either go over there, or you can be rich over here. You can go over there and be poor if you want to, or you can be rich on this side of the fence. You decide. Like somebody was given, like they was given a choice. And I feel like it was a choice regarding family members, who they was gonna side with. Who you gonna believe? Like somebody was like, who you gonna believe? You gonna believe me and my lying ass mouth, or you gonna believe that person over there that's telling the truth? And that's why they saying it by themselves. See, somebody's finding out that the truth teller was the one that was standing alone. Somebody's finding out because the karma's coming. And somebody said they're realizing that what they were told is not necessarily what is being fulfilled. I feel like there is somebody that got them to feel a certain way. Oh, this is what you want. This is definitely what you want. But somebody else had to come in and interject some logic here. Well, yeah, that's what everybody wants. But look at the way that you're going about getting it. Like somebody had to come in and interject some logic about, fool, do you know what you're doing? Have you thought about what you're doing? See, somebody is something about, you knew what you was talking about when it came to these people. Some other people, you knew what you was talking about. You was wise. You had been there before. You had already experienced something before, and that's why you knew to walk with caution and don't believe everything you hear. This is why. Because you had been down that road before. And somebody just thought that as long as they just, didn't do too much, didn't say too much, didn't argue too much, just kind of went along with the show, went along for the ride, went along with what somebody was telling them, as long as they did that, then they would receive this opportunity that someone was telling them existed. Like there's, like they like, hey, Cave Hyphy, there's a big bucket of money and it's just over the mountain. As soon as you go over that mountain, then you're going to find that big bucket of money. And someone's like, okay, hey, Danny, how are you, love? Somebody's like, okay, yeah, let's go over the mountain. Let's go over the mountain. But see, and somebody thought that they was about to have their wish fulfillment, their dreams come true. They thought they was on the precipice of being the happiest they've ever been in their life. All they got to do is just go over the mountain and get this money. But now somebody's starting to have a different mindset. They're looking at things differently. They're starting to judge those people that they were working with. They're starting to give them the side eye. And the reason they're giving them the side eye is because they're starting to realize, wait a minute. If all this money was over there and they knew exactly how to get it, why are they living in poverty? Why are they not doing good? Why are they this? Why are that? See, somebody's starting to look at a person and compare that person to you. Now they're starting to look at the difference between you and somebody else. They're starting to really wake up to this. And they're noticing qualities about you that can't be denied and can't be replaced, can't be duplicated. And they're noticing things about this other person where they talk a lot, they say a lot of good game, but it's not necessarily the truth. It's not necessarily the way that they live. See, they was talking about all this money that all they had to do was just go do this and they was going to be fine. They was going to be living a plush life. But then something said, wait a minute, fool, wake the fuck up. If this person has all these secrets, knows all this information, and all you gotta do is, just like this person is saying, why are they not in a better position? How come they're living in poverty? Why are they worrying about paycheck to paycheck? Why are they worrying about, the money that they need to pay their bills? And they're trying to tell you, all you got to do is just do this to be rich. All you got to do is just follow this. Well, why aren't they doing it? How come they're not in that same position that they're trying to get you there? They're trying to save all the money for you. So that's when somebody realizes, then it came to this relationship. That's when somebody realized that they was just trying to destroy this relationship, this partnership. That they didn't want someone to have some faith in you, because then they realize this money is monopoly money. I didn't risk my life. I didn't have to fight cougars and bears and javelinas and snakes and whatever else to get over this damn mountain to find out there is no money. And this person, they went through, they was thinking about this for a while. They was somebody had them by the nose for a while and was guiding them for a long time. They was like, don't you give up on this vision. Don't you give up on that dream. Don't stop dreaming about it. It can be yours. If you can dream it and dream it big, it can almost just about kind of sort of maybe be yours. Don't stop. Don't give up. Don't give up. Now somebody's starting to see that They too are having hardships. They're going through some money problems. They too need to let that dream go, because it was only a dream. It was only bullshit that this person is finding out that they got to leave that shit behind. That's why it smells so funky up in there. That's why nobody wanted to come over. That's why everybody had to hold their nose, because it was nothing but bullshit that was being talked about. It was nothing but bullshit that was being spread. It was nothing but bullshit that was being served at that motherfucking table. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Now somebody understands that when it comes to that stability, that money, they got to look at life with some clarity. They can no longer sit here and dream about it. Yeah, you know what? You want to manifest, but manifesting is more than just dreaming about it. Manifesting is not doing somebody wrong just so that you can get. That's not manifesting. That's called thieving. That's called being crooked. That's called going to jail. That's called being a liar. That's not what manifestation is. Now see somebody, they now know that they need to get on track, on the right track, and they need to start by healing a situation or several situations. They got to do what's right. They can't sit here, hey, Red Violet. They can't sit here and think that they can do all this wrong shit or believe somebody who's a liar and trusting in the liar. All you got to do is just go over that mountain. This person goes up. You ever climbed a mountain before? That shit is hard. Even if it was a small mountain, that shit is exercise. That's some shit that you got to build up for. You can't just be sitting around one day then talking about some, hey, let me go climb a mountain. You'll never make it. You'll make it. But when you get up there, you're going to be sweating. You're going to be funky. You're going to be tired. You're going to want some water. So climbing no mountain is no easy task. Hey, Melissa. Somebody feel like a fool. They feel like a fool for even following somebody's lying ass words. And they feel like the entire world is looking at them and laughing at them, or at least trying to figure out what the fuck they was doing. This person really understands now that they should have had some courage. And the courage was for them to tell somebody who they intuitively knew this person was lying, to tell that person that they are fine just where they're at. They should have had the courage to tell this person, well, if you know all of these things, you have all of this wisdom about you, how come you're not living in a mansion? How come you're not driving a Bentley? How come you're not doing any of those things that you're telling me that I can do? See, now somebody's realizing everything was just a lie, because it's all coming down. It's all coming down. All of those words, all of those messages, all of that information, it's just all crumbling. It's crumbling. And now somebody is seeing that, you know what, they should have did what you did. You know, you sat there and you listened to what somebody had to say, and you made a decision that that motherfucker was full of lies, and you was only going to follow the truth. You made a different decision. You wasn't going to allow yourself to be led around like, oh, oh, money, 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 money. You wasn't going to allow yourself to be led around for some bullshit. Now somebody's realizing that they got themselves stuck in a situation. Like I said, they can't get themselves out of. They don't know how to get out of this conflict. They don't know what to say. But this person is waking up. They are awake. Hey, Shaylin. They are awake. Now this person is thinking about the past and everything that they lost, believing a lie. They're thinking about everything that they fucking lost, believing a lie, all because they wanted to get something for free. They wanted to get something the easy way. Hey, Galactic Goddess. And now this person is realizing that easy way, that was the wrong way. There is no easy way when you come talking about working hard for your money. There is no easy way. You know, the people that rob the banks, they get the money, they can't even go out and freely enjoy spending all that money that they robbed the bank for. They got to take it to some type of place and have the money washed or only spend the small bills, and then they got to worry about, okay, so the bills that they're spending, are they being traced? Did they put the number of tracers on those numbers? Or they got to worry about all that. There is no easy way when it comes to taking something that ain't yours. Now, when it comes to you worked hard for it, you bought it, you paid for it, you deserve this because you put in the work, then somebody can't take that from you. You don't care how you spending your money. You made it. It's yours. Why not? They can trace those bills all they want, and all they're going to do is trace it right back to your job. You know? See, now somebody's realizing the message that you was trying to tell them. All money ain't good money. All money ain't good money. And be careful who you follow. Because some people purposely want to lead you to destruction. Because they feel like their life is just out of control, destroyed, this, that, and the other. So they purposely want to lead you to destruction. This is why you need to have fear for just blindly following somebody. Have fear to just blindly have some faith for somebody that they're going to take you to the finish line, because it may not be the finish line that you're trying to get to. You got to have some balance. You got to say, well, wait a minute, what's in it for me and what's in it for them? And why are they really trying to lead me this direction? You need to have some discernment. Why is somebody wanting to lead you in a particular direction? Why do they want you to be the one to end up rich when they ain't got a pot to piss in? When they haven't proved that they know what to do to be rich, that they know what to do to get it. But yet they want to act like they want that for you. Yep. You have to look at these partnerships, and this came like this. So you have to be careful that these are not some old crazy ass people that act like they want to be in a relationship with you, but they don't. Yep. See, this is somebody who needed to pursue godly things, needed to live a righteous life, needed to pursue what was right and what was just, not just looking at something like, oh, I'm going to have this money. It's going to be in my bank account. and this and that and the other. Like I said, somebody realizing they have to leave that old ass lie. That was nothing but a fantasy that caused conflict and deception in their life. Like, is that what you really wanted? I don't believe so. Yep. They allow somebody to bamboozle them. They allow somebody to bamboozle them. This was, and see, this person thought that they was investing in this whole new plan, and it was going to lead somewhere. That's what they thought. They thought this whole new plan was going to lead them somewhere. And guess where it led them? Right here. Conflict, death in the tower. Right there with the moon. That's where it led them. They made it, they made a silly ass choice. What else, Spirit? What else? It almost reminds me of the reading from yesterday. What somebody thought they was going to get and what they got. Two totally different things. Excuse me. Judgment. Yeah, somebody had to they finally woke up and had to make a judgment call. That this was nothing but a dream. They finally had to make a judgment call that this was nothing but a motherfucking dream. That was it. Now, how do they feel? And that's got to be an ugly feeling to wake up and realize that, you know what, you've been playing yourself. You've been playing yourself. You ain't let nobody else play you to the fact that you've been playing yourself. Yes. Somebody woke up to the truth that they played themselves when it came to this relationship. When it came to being with you, when it came to having a life that they wanted. They played themselves instead of using some caution, instead of listening for the truth. They allow themselves to be bamboozled. Yeah. Somebody made them look like a straight up fool. Somebody made them look like a straight up fool because they did not use any discernment when it came to this relationship or this decision. You know, that somebody did not have any clarity whenever it came to their family, whenever it came to them using wisdom, whenever it came to their family. And whether this is somebody you know to be a good person, but yet you believe in somebody who was like, oh, they ain't worth shit. Or somebody that you know to be a piece of shit, and you believe in that piece of shit like, oh, you believe me, don't you? Yeah. Now, see, somebody's in their feelings. They have to explore inside of themselves. They have to feel, what the fuck was I thinking? That's what they got to explore. What the fuck was on my mind when I said I was going to change my whole life? Yeah, they changed their whole life to be looking like some type of fool. You know, somebody thought that they was going to be looking like they got it going on, but they're not. What they thought they was going to get, they didn't get that. They got this instead. So how you envisioned it is usually not how it turns out. You know, they envision themselves being a multimillionaire. That's fine and everything, but they don't realize what they got to go through. They thinking they just going to start up a little side business. People is going to be knocking down their fucking doors to come to their little side business. And they was going to be making money, stacking their money like that to be a multimillionaire. That's not how it works out. Somebody didn't realize in order for them to be a multimillionaire, they was going to have to be in a serious car accident. Now they don't have use of a leg, but they had to sue them, the company, the person who caused the accident, and they had to take him to court, and it was going to take 3 or 4 years, but they finally got the payout. And yeah, they're a multi-millionaire, but they don't have use of a leg. See, somebody they was thinking about, what they was thinking about, how things panned out, thinking about the good old days, and realizing what you actually had to go through just to get what you thought that you really wanted. And now that you got that, you sitting here thinking, was it really even worth it? Did I really even want this shit? It didn't change somebody's whole life. Their whole life. Is that what you really wanted? Or was you better off before that wish of yours? What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? What is the message? Yeah, see, somebody's thinking about that now. Like, damn, everything that I said that I wanted and I got it, but they don't realize what I had to do to get it. Yeah. Somebody didn't realize what they was going to have to do to get something. They didn't see what it was that they was going to have to do. They could just imagine it. They envisioned it. But they didn't know, See, somebody's realizing things have come back around to them. And now, isn't it funny how things come back around and we're really looking at it, but whenever we look at it as it comes back around, that's when we realize everything we had to go through to get where we thought we was going to want to be. Somebody, they said that, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Okay, well, you're going to get it, but at the same time, you don't realize that you got to give up your entire family. Okay, Hypsee, thank you so very much. Hey, Deandra. You don't realize that you're going to have to give up your whole family, or you're going to have to move all the way to the most northern part of Alaska by yourself and some shit, and your dog don't even want to fucking go with you, or, you're going to have to make certain sacrifices. See, somebody didn't realize the sacrifices that you had to make to get where you're at. They just was listening to somebody else talk about, no, you ain't got to worry about that. I'm going to lead you in the way. I'm going to tell you how you need to get there. I'm going to be the best one that's going to, I know how to get there. That's the one they should have been afraid of. That's the one they should have not listened to. That's the one they should have thought, wait a minute, this motherfucker's telling me all this stupid shit, but they don't know the pain that I'm going to have to go through. Or they're not talking about the pain that you had to go through. See, now somebody's looking at things differently. They got that 10 of wands, and with the sun, the 10 of wands, and the hangman. Now it's all clear and apparent what the sacrifice was. And they find that there is like no way out of this. Once you in it, once you made that bed, that's it. You can't even go buy you another bed from the bed store. You in it. Somebody realizing they listened to somebody who had them get up in that bed, and that is not even the bed that they wanted to lay in. Yep. See, they realizing now that they should have stuck with you. Even though you was going through some hard times at that time, you was still going to get your justice because of the hard times that you had went through. And let me tell you something. Your heart, you having to go through your hard times and getting the what's due to you. Oh, this makes somebody even more upset because your payback of what you had to go through is so amazing, so astounding, so awesome. And it makes it look like everything that you went through, even though it was extremely tough at the time you was going through it, made it seem like everything was simple because of where you at now. And somebody else had a simple life when they was trying to be decent and kind and courteous to you, but because they allowed themselves to be tricked by some old slick Rick talking motherfucker, their life has now turned extremely hard, and they thinking about that. Hi, Cleo. Hey, 007 Maniacs. They're thinking about that. Yep. All they had to do was stay true. That was it. They didn't have to listen to nobody else. All they had to do was stay true to you. But instead, they wanted to listen to somebody else, collaborate with somebody else, be a part of somebody else's bullshit. And like I said, somebody, they sitting here arguing over money, over shit that they can't even take with them, only to find out there is no money. There never was any money. There never will be any money. I mean, if you want to call 58 cents something to argue and fuss and fight about, go ahead. But there is no money. Somebody was fighting over air, fighting over made up clout. What else, Spirit? Thank you, Spirit. Yep. They fighting over nothing. Clout. To see who gets the most amount of clout. Nobody does. It's like, why are y'all even doing this? See, somebody, if they was logical, they would have found out that everybody's going to get their just due. In the end, everybody gets what they are due. Hey, J Mike, how are you? Everybody gets what they should be getting. In the end. And now somebody just, they wanna cut ties with somebody else, with this person, and move forward, move away, get out of the way. They wanna cut ties with somebody. They no longer want to be around this person. Hey, Jerome. Hey, Letitia, how are you? Confirmation. Cleo said, I'm not moving, leaving, marrying, or separating from my family or friends. And this may not be your story. And that's okay if it's not. What's the message, Spirit? Every day is not your story. Not unless you got a whole bunch of shit going on. Thank you so very much, J Mike. I really do appreciate you very, very, very much. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Anything else from this deck? Okay. Yeah, now somebody wants to heal. They want to heal because, you know what, it's all out in the open how somebody was trying to, just do too much. They want to heal now. They no longer want these burdens. They no longer want to be a burden on you. Somebody, like I said, now somebody, they want to defend you. They want to defend you because they know that somebody has been lying on you. Okay, lying about how much money you got and everything else, and all you got to do was just do this and do that, but they're finding out that that was just all a lie. That was just all trying to see, if they could leave you out. Somebody's finding out that somebody has these, there's like a person that for whatever reason they just don't like you. And you like, well, I've never done anything to this person, but for whatever reason, that person just don't like your ass at all. They ain't never, y'all ain't never had no conversation. That this person just is jealous of you, just is, they just want to. Somebody's waking up to the fact that that's how somebody feels about you. Hey, Nancy, thank you so much. That's how somebody feels about you. They just don't like you. And they can't explain why. There's no reason. There ain't no rhyme, no reason. They just don't know why. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like because things are starting to turn in your favor. Yes, you cannot make this up. Things is turning in your favor. You are so blessed. Just like Nancy Taylor Brown said, be blessed. And you are finding out how blessed you are. And this group, this coven or whatever, they're realizing that they got duped. They thought that they was going to get something, but they realized they got duped. And the person who's waking up to realize some shit, they sitting here looking at this coven like there was no love being served at the table at all. None. They're realizing that those people just came together to break this up. That's it. They just wanted to break up your relationship. And this is why this person is now feeling sad. Because this person is realizing there was somebody that was just trying to meddle. They just did not like you. Now this person, I feel like this person is praying because of praying for forgiveness. Because they sat there and believed a message about you that wasn't even the truth. Sometimes we do these things, and after we do them, we feel like shit. And we have to sit there and kind of look at ourselves and check ourselves and ask God, dear God, please forgive me. Please forgive me. It's one of those things. Somebody said, God, please forgive me. I don't know why I did that bullshit. Because see, the thing that's coming back on you, nothing bad is coming back on you, only good things. You've made it victory after victory after victory after victory after victory. And this person, they're realizing that they sat there and listened to somebody who only wanted to break your heart, somebody who wanted to be in control, somebody who felt like they wanted all the money, but they didn't have any money. This is why this person is being stuck. This is why this person has got themselves in a position that they cannot get out of. It's a position that they have no choice but to wake up from. Hey, Malcolm. And the fact is that, you know what? They sat here and was on the side of some people fighting against you, figure out different ways to come up against you, how to make your life hard. And then they're realizing too that you had to learn how to defend yourself spiritually. Now somebody's realizing that a choice that they made, the choice that they should have made would have given them everything that they ever possibly wanted. Everything that they possibly ever wanted. But instead, this person sat here and they decided to go the other way. They decided to go the other way. Somebody told them something that sounded good, and they just went ahead and did it. They was like, well, you know what? That sounds really good. Only to find out there was nothing good about this at all. As soon as it was done, day was over. Now they're sitting here trying to, like I said, praying, dear God, how do I get out of this? Why did I do this? Somebody's thinking about how they look like a fool. People are looking at them like, why would you even do this to this person? Like, why would you do this? It's like back then, somebody didn't think that you was going to be as needed as you are. Somebody thought that they was following somebody that was going to lead them in the right direction, only to find out that person didn't have it at all. Everything that this person was telling them about to do, it was just getting them more and more stuck. Now this person feel like they can't even show their face. They so burdened. This person, it's like they sitting here thinking about all the messages, everything that they should have ignored, but instead they thinking about everything that they worked on. It's all coming back on them. It is all coming back on them. And they are so upset because of how they chose to treat you. Leave you out in the cold, lied on you, believe lies about you. Somebody thought that there was some extra money laying around. They thought that they was going on the right path to get this big old payout, only to find out there was no fucking money. And this person sitting here trying to think, what the hell was they thinking? What the hell was they even believing? Like I said, this person, all they had to do was go within, and they would have found out that somebody was lying. But instead, this person jumped on board. They was on board that hate train. They was like, don't leave the hate train. Don't let the hate train leave without me. I'm coming. I'm coming. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yep. Something about this relationship or a relationship. Somebody should have said, hey, wait, hold up. Wait a second. I don't believe everything that this, how come you not this? How come you don't have how come, yours is, how come? That's what somebody should have asked. Well, you telling me to do all this good shit to make my life better. Why's your life looking like it's sucking? See, somebody realized they should have used some clarity whenever it came to this. Somebody was trying to tell them, how come, they should have asked, why is your life not looking any better than? Why is it that somebody walked away the fuck from you too? If you got all the fucking answers. Is it maybe because they chose to believe a lie as opposed to choosing to work with the truth, working with spirit? Spirit had led you there work with to tell this person, hey, that's not what you want to do. That ain't what you want to do. But see, this person couldn't even believe that you was an earth angel and protected by Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel, while you sitting here trying to be in your purpose, trying to save them. See, people want to sit there, and this person didn't believe that it was time for them to go within and do their own healing until this tower happened. Until that tower happened, then somebody realized, oh, it's time for them to sit their ass the fuck down. See, people will sit here and tell you are crazy, and you know you're not crazy when you try and tell somebody, hey, straight cheese, when you try and tell somebody, you know what, blah, 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 they don't want to listen to you. They don't want to listen to you. Even if you've already been through the bullshit and you trying to tell them from experience, they don't want to listen to you because they always think, well, that person got you like that. That person stole your money, stole your car, lied on you about your job, helped you lose your job, helped you get evicted. And then whenever you had the tent, came to the police, told the police that was their tent. The police gave them the tent. And you were just left stuck, sleeping on the street on the bench, and then they told the police that was your bench, and that was their bench, and you had to get up off of their bench. I mean, see, people will sit there and watch somebody else do you so fucking wrong, so utterly fucking disgustingly wrong, and then sit there and go, but they wouldn't do that to me. And then they sitting there like, damn, how was this person doing that to me? I protected them. I sat there and lied for them. I did this, I did that, and they're going to come after me? Yes, dumb, knucklehead, dumb as fuck, dumber than a box of rocks, dummy. Yes, that's exactly what the fuck is happening. That's exactly what the fuck is happening. What's the message, Spirit? That's exactly what the fuck is happening. And you sitting there shocked like, how? You came after me? I was lying for you. Well, you should have fucking never lied. That's what your ass get. That's what your ass fucking get. Yep. Especially whenever they didn't want your love. They didn't want your love. It was not good enough. Now they sitting here praying to get a piece of your love. They praying just to hear your voice. Even if you want to cuss them out, they praying for that. Hey, Brittany, how are you, sweetie? They praying for this. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Like I said, somebody lied to, and now they trying to do everything they can to make this right. They trying to do everything they can to make this right because they do not want to accept the fact that this shit is over. They don't want to accept that. Hey, it's just Robbie. They do not want to accept the fact that this relationship is over, that they caused it to end. They want there to be a brand new beginning. They want to make a different decision. They want to have a brand new chance, a brand new beginning. Hey, Alshina. You know, this time they want to hold you close to their heart. They're just praying, God, give me another opportunity. Give me another chance, please. You know, now they want to sit here and hear everything, all the wisdom that you got, everything that you want to tell them. They want to hear it. They want to believe it now. Because now they're the ones with the broken heart. See, it makes sense when they can actually see it, when they actually want to see it. But they didn't want to see it before. They felt like this shit didn't make sense. Now that they finding out that not only are they still going to be broke because whoever that was lied, not only are they still going to be broke, they actually going to be broke-er than they were had they just left shit alone. Had they just did what you was doing, going by the book, building yourself up slowly but surely, having faith in yourself. You was this person's biggest cheerleader. They realized they should have been your biggest cheerleader. Had they did that, they'd have been cool. But nope, they didn't want to do it. They felt like you was the only foolish one at the party. Now they at the party feeling like a fucking fool. Yeah, you cannot make this up. They want this tower to be over. This shit is not ending. They wanted themselves to get justice. You're not getting no justice. Now this person sees clearly what the fuck is happening. And it ain't happening for them. This shit is happening to them. Because they thought that they was doing something to you. All they had to do was realize that this is the one who was lying, this woman. Lying on them, lying to them, lying about you, just lying for the sake of fucking lying. Lying cause she could lie. Lying and then even some of the shit that she did say, she was like, oh shit, I said that shit. That was a big ass lie. Damn. What else, Spirit? And these people are sitting here. They trying not to have the tower fall. Look at them holding on to the side. They trying for the tower not to fall, but that shit is over. One more card, then we're gonna swing the pendulum. One more card. Thank you. Yep. Somebody really just wants to, if they could make amends, they would make amends. If they could say they're sorry, they would say they're sorry. If they could do whatever, they would do whatever, because they just want to get out of this old lie. This is fucking with their whole wheel of fortune. Their whole life is fucking with them. It's fucking with them. They thought that they was unfuckable. Now they understand that they was very fuckable with. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and swing the pendulum. All right, Spirit, what is their message? Which way is the pendulum going to swing? It looks like it's coming as a yes. Yep. Looks like the answer is a yes. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I really do appreciate you all. And all right. I hope to be back this evening. I got a crazy day today. I got to take Sasha to the doctor. I got to go to the doctor. And I got to work. All right, y'all. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Hope to see you this evening. Bye now.